If you're like me, you probably instantiate and destroy a lot of stuff in your code. But wouldn't it be much cooler to create a certain amount of objects initially and just reuse them over and over again to improve performance? And that's where object pooling comes in handy. Object pooling was invented back in 1684 from Kevin Leopold Poole, who also invented the pool table and the swimming pool. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. So Wikipedia says, object pooling can offer a significant performance boost in situations where the cost of initializing a class instance is high and the rate of instantiation and destruction of a class is high. In this case, objects can frequently be reused and each reuse saves a significant amount of time. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty useful to me. So without further ado, let's start with the tutorial. I set up a small demo scene with a little spaceship that shoots whenever the player presses the left mouse button, and as soon as a bullet hits a wall, the bullet gets destroyed. But as we learned not even 30 seconds ago, there is a better way to handle stuff like that. So let's create an empty game object called Object Pool, add a script to it and open it up. In order to access our object pool from other classes without having a reference to it, we can use the singleton pattern. To do this, we add a public static object pool called instance to our script. In the awake method, we then set instance to this if instance is null. Next, we need a private list for our pooled game objects and a private integer for the amount. Last but not least, we need a reference to the game object that we want to pool, in our case a bullet prefab. Add a for loop to the start method and set the length to our previously created integer. In the for loop, instantiate the object you want to pool and store it in a game object. Afterwards, we disable the game object and add it to the list of pooled objects. Now, we need a public method that returns a game object. Add a for loop again, but this time set the length to the count of our pooled objects. If we find a game object that's not active in the hierarchy, in other words, an available bullet that we can shoot, we want to return it. Otherwise, we want to return null. The only thing left to do is to replace the instantiation and destruction of bullets in our other scripts. In the player script, instead of instantiating a bullet at runtime, we want to request a bullet from our object pool and store it in a game object. If the game object is not null, which means there is an available bullet, we set its desired position and enable it. And in the bullet script, simply disable the game object whenever it hits a wall instead of destroying it. That's it. Back in Unity, there is one more thing we need to do. Select the object pool and drag the bullet prefab onto the bullet prefab reference in the script. Let's hit play and see what happens. As you can see, we now have 20 inactive bullets in the hierarchy, and as soon as we start shooting, they become active. And as soon as they hit the wall, they become inactive again. So basically, object pooling is nothing else than enabling and disabling preloaded objects, but it's not hard to implement and your CPU will thank you. If this video brought you closer to object pooling, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.